Hello everyone, this is Dimple here again, welcoming y'all back to my next session on Android framework components. Hope y'all are doing well and hope y'all are staying safe. So, in today's session, we will see what is the concept of HIDL in Android. Before moving on to the actual HIDL topic, let us see what is HAL, Hardware Abstraction Layer. Okay, so we know there is a framework layer. So in the Android architecture, there is application layer, which is the topmost layer. Underneath comes the framework layer. Below framework layer, here in this place, there will be libraries and Dalvik virtual machine, Android runtime. Everything will be packed up here. Below that comes the hardware abstraction layer, followed by the lowest and the base layer is the kernel layer, which contains the hardware drivers like display manager, camera manager, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, all these drivers, whichever we use, those information will be present in the kernel layer. So how do I communicate between this framework and kernel layer? So imagine I'm a Java person, I work only on framework and I do not know C language, so I cannot understand the programs and the APIs written in this particular layer. What do? I require some help, right? Someone should help me so that my APIs will be communicated to the hardware drivers. My APIs will be understood by these kernel and they will give back the results to me. That job is done by hardware abstraction layer. It's acting like a bridge between the framework layer, the topmost layer, and the lowermost layers. So it's like a translator. Okay, here for example I can say it's translating Java to C and back C to Java, it's giving back. Okay, so here HAL acts like a bridge. It's like a translator. When we don't know a particular language, we use a translator to translate that, right? So that job is done by hardware abstraction layer. Next we will see what is HIDL. HIDL is nothing but HAL interface definition language, which is also pronounced as HIDL. So there is hardware abstraction layer and there are few users of that hardware abstraction layers. What HIDL will do, it will act like an interface between this hardware abstraction layer and its users. So it's an interface description language to specify the interface between HAL and its users. It allows specific types and method calls collected into interfaces and packages. We all know interface, the job of the interface is to define a method and its type, right? So if you open any interface file, you can see there will be different methods and its types. Okay, so that job is done by HIDL. HIDL is a system for communicating between code bases that may be compiled independently. And as of Android 10, HIDL is deprecated and Android is migrating to use AIDL everywhere. So from A10 onwards, HIDL is deprecated and Google has decided to use AIDL everywhere. Earlier, what used to happen, there is application framework layer and there is kernel layer, and if any changes are done in this kernel layer, the entire Android had to be built. For example, I do some changes. I am a device manufacturer. I do some changes in a camera driver. Maybe I add the fourth camera, quad camera, I add here. Okay. So what will happen when I add the camera driver here? The HAL interface will also be changed because it should add it should be changed to add another method which will query this fourth camera. And when this method here changes, the methods in this camera manager service which is present in application framework layer also must be changed. So what has to be done? The entire thing has to be built, including the framework. What was the problem here is, imagine Google releases a particular version, but always Google has to depend on the SOC or the vendors to give the build properly, so that Google can integrate everything, build once, after which it has to be released to the customer. Due to this, the customers could not use the latest version of Androids. They had to wait until the vendors or SoC partners were giving full build. Okay, to avoid that, what Google has made, it has made this part independent of this part, so any changes done in the driver should not affect the upper layers. Okay, so that's why HIDL was actually introduced. The goal of HIDL is that framework can be replaced without having to rebuild the HAL. So everything will not be rebuilt. Framework will not be rebuilt. HAL will not be rebuilt. If changes are done in any driver side, only this part will be rebuilt. HALs will be built by vendors or SoC makers and put in a vendor partition on the device, enabling the framework in its own partition to be replaced with an OTA without recompiling the HALs. So the HALs will be rebuilt again and it will be put in the vendor partition, so that this framework will not be rebuilt again. That is the major improvement and major advantage of HIDL. So here the frameworks can continue its normal communication with HAL. Framework will not be aware only if anything has changed in HAL. It's independent now. Okay. So let's see what are the different types of HIDL. There are two different types, binderized HIDL and pass-through HIDL. In binderized HIDL, what happens is one process is communicating with other process through a binder. So when we have a requirement of one process communicating with another process, we use binderized HIDL. Nowadays, Google has mandated that every HAL should be using this binderized approach. Okay, so there will be a new process created. The new process will not be running in the same process as of the call. These two are different separate processes created, and all the HALs are now mandated to be binderized HALs. Okay, in pass through, what happens if you want to communicate between a library and a process, that time we use the pass through method. In pass through method, the process whichever is newly created will run in the same process of the caller function. Okay, if I'm calling from a particular process, the newly created process will also be running in the same thing. So pass through was used in legacy Android versions, but now everyone are using binderized HAL. But there are few HALs like graphics which will still use pass through, because it does not want to create a new process. It has to run in its own process as of the RAM. So there are 2 to 3 HALs which should be developed using pass-through method only, but the remaining parts are developed using binderized HAL or HIDL. So that was the major difference. That was the end of topic. I just wanted to give an introduction to HIDL, make it clear what is the role of HIDL. In the upcoming sessions, I'll be giving more information and diving a bit deeper into this HIDL concept. So we'll see today's question. Today's question is, why are few system services written in C and few in Java? Okay, system services, why are everything not written in one particular language? Okay, because in Java we know there is garbage collectors. Okay, whenever there is memory required by the Android system, garbage collector kicks in and it starts killing all the apps. Okay, so there are few important services, system services, which do not like to be killed, which should not be killed for operating the Android system. That is the reason why we write some in C, so that it is not cleared by garbage collectors, and we write some in Java. So that was the major intention. I hope this session was helpful to everyone. I'll see you all in the next session. Until then, everyone, take care. Bye.